Fuck's wrong with you, John? That's a good opener to us in our shed. This is going to be a wee bit of a kind of bridging episode because we're still looking for information on quite a big case that we've got coming up. Big case, sounds like the Scooby Gang. We're like fucking doing a wee bit of. Oh,
I would have got away with it too if it was for that pesky Jamie and Simon.
that fucking pesky International Police Force has been through for years. Aye. Tax fraud, John. Fucking terrible. Anyway, go back to John's face before this. We had a reader's entry. Reader's thing then for the
buy it for the articles.
Right, aye, good. Reader's stories. Basically, somebody wanted us to have a wee chat about the Gurning Man of Glasgow, which is an old case in Glasgow. 76 to 79.
It's worth noting that I am not from Glasgow and don't know anything about it.
Glasgow postcode though?
No.
Bells Hill?
Motherwell postcode.
There's no G?
ML.
Is that an M? Alright, well fuck me then.
ML4.
Right, okay.
I think it'd be me right then.
I know, fucking way off, playing different fucking
My work here's done, that's
off you fuck me.
But yeah, the Gurning Man of Glasgow.
Gurning Man of Glasgow, it's a cross-hill area between 1976 and 1979. Made 17 appearances over that short period of time, actually. There was 11 outside the houses, 6 inside houses. 6 inside houses that the police stated were burglaries. So essentially that means that anybody, like one woman woke up with this Gurning Man, who will describe in a wee second, by the way, we just set the scene first. At the foot of her bed, turned around, woke up her husband in fucking absolute abject terror. Her husband shot up at bed and there's nobody there. And the police are like, burglary. Just right off right away. The police in Glasgow have always been shit. They've been shit back then, shit now.
He was standing at the end of the bed, just rubbing his hands.
Like that man covered
like it was on Mandy.
Yeah.
Like it was on Mandy.
Yeah.
Just
it was supposed to be. He would move out of sync though, that's the thing. So he would
sync with himself?
Well, he would judder like the best way they could describe it is like judder man. We'll see what the new description is. See when you get like the crappy kind of Asian horror films now and the kids move kind of very rapidly. He'd move like that, but he rubbed his chest as well. They said he was bald, maybe in his 50s. He was wincing as if in pain, but more gurning because he was like really pulling his face in. He was always standing under a light, but in a dark area, so it was under a street light. It was near a street light. It was in a car's headlights, that kind of stuff. If he was in people's houses, it was always at the. This sounds like a burglar. It was always at like a window that's near the light outside, kind of thing. But it would be like, bam, you'd look once, you'd be terrified, you'd turn around, look again, gone.
Could it have been like a kind of hypnagogic, kind of old hag type of archetype?
Could be like see if you go online, you just find if you dredge up the information on them, the padded as well, you find a fucking Gurning Man hole of weird. Yeah, it's weird fucking stuff you get up about him as well. Like people say, is he a tick? Because his description is very much like I forget the name of the time traveller guy. Cold.
Andrew Cold.
So he's Andrew Cold. So his description is very much kind of because he wears a tight leather gear, and you're like, if he's a time traveller, it's caught in some sort of like he's fucked.
Maybe he's Pinhead before the pins.
Yeah,
maybe
he's Frank. Maybe he's Maybelline.
Maybe he's Bill Johnson.
Could be.
Maybe it was the late 70s and folk were doing a fuckload of drugs and hallucinating.
Well, and to be fair, it was always between the hours of 1 a.m. and 4 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 9
p.m. and 4 a.m.
Yeah. Oh, was that? I thought it was 1 a.m.
It was 9 p.m. and 4 a.m. because the lassies that were walking, it wasn't that late at night.
That's late enough that they could have been on a fuckload of drugs.
Yeah. That woman was in Queen's Park, which is no far from Cross Hill.
The Queen's Park's a recent one. Queen's Park is 1997, which was the most recent sighting of 2007. Sorry, when he went a bit upmarket. The two lassies, you're actually right. That was an earlier one. The Queen's Park one was 2017. It was spotted twice in Queen's Park, once between two parked cars in a quiet street, and the other time in bushes in the park itself. But which is weirder. this is a weird thing. The age that they were giving descriptions for the Queen's Park incident was a man in his 90s with really shrunken clothing that no longer fitted him. So when you age somebody for their 60s and 70s up,
That's like 40 years.
yeah, it's fucking weird. So the age thing is, so is that guy just never changed? Actually never changed, I'll never take his clothes off. There was people that said maybe somebody that's just disformed, was an area. And you know what? We stay in Glasgow, we've seen people that could be it could be something like that. But I don't care how crazy you can't just teleport if somebody looks away and looks back at you, you can't just disappear.
No, not even Batman does that. He actually like,
Swap bomb.
yeah,
So,
smoke bombs
just on your rubbing
or
yourself.
camera cuts.
Aye.
Maybe the guy's just using camera cuts.
Maybe actually, it's an unusual case. It's been put in the same. It's been put in the same kind of folder as your Spring Heel Jacks and all that kind of stuff. That kind of. It's.
Do you think it's real, or do you think it's just something that's been made up and then has turned into like a bigger thing?
See, we don't know. As I was saying to you, it's been hard for me to try and dredge up actual newspaper reports for it.
Because what you say there about like the more recent,
There is some newspaper reports here.
You see him and he looks like he's aged.
His age progression.
Really weird.
That's the weird thing. Because see, if you were just going back to the 76 and 79 ones, then you could say a lot of it is just like archetypes, just people building it on something else. There could have been maybe 2 newspaper reports at that time in the area, so everybody blamed it on that person. But when you get thrown in 2017 sightings and they are age appropriate kind of thing to it, that makes it weirder.
Yes,
that makes it
it's a bit of a fucking niche one with no information on it for somebody to have dredged up and just started the whole thing again.
Yep.
So,
and even the two young lassies in the park 2017, they probably, because we had to look up the Gurning Man. Mm-hmm. 2 young lassies in a park coming back for a fucking party. I don't know who the Gurning Man is, but the description he gave the pose was exactly.
Oh yeah, it was the one,
age progressed.
It was the one that was
the one between the cars as well. Was an old woman walking a dog. I'd like a old middle class woman walking a dog. Remember, it's Queen's Park now. Queen's Park's not a market now. So when I went back in the fucking late 70s,
the one at the end of the bed. That wasn't that long after the 2 lassies.
That was why the early report. Sorry, I'm like the 2 lassies.
It's not long enough for that to spread a bit.
No, it's not long enough for it to spread a bit. It's fucking weird. It's a very. It's a strange thing to look at. It's a strange report. We're going to try, since this is now piqued their interest, I will try and see if I can get any elder like press cuttings and that of it. It's been difficult. We were saying to you before that you can go into the library, Mitchell Library, and you can get the microfilms on and go through stuff like Be the Scooby Gang. They don't really let any of that shit anymore. I think maybe a car people get a ticket or something. I don't know. I always just blame people getting a ticket in Glasgow.
Is it you?
Chances are. No, I wouldn't be fucking saying it. I'd be like, I don't know what happened. They just fucking stopped letting people in. Oh, wasn't me, no.
Why are you getting so defensive, Simon?
That seems weird, doesn't it? Was it you, Simon? Joe, why are you bringing us up again? Was it you?
It was you. It was me.
It was you. So I've not really been able to do that. And there isn't a lot. I would figure for the 70s now, it'd be something like the Evening Times. They would carry the story. Apparently the story was carried in local press. But let's face it, local press is shit press. And it's quite a lot of them don't keep as well records as you think they will. So I'm going to have to find more records and do a wee bit of cross-referencing. There was police reports written about it.
Was there anything earlier?
No, the only early reports were between 76, 79. That's it.
Because like if the guy was like in his 50s, then it would stand to reason that if he was
40s to 50s, 40s to 50s. So
because he would have been seen surely before that.
No, that's it. That was the only thing. And there's only 17 actually. Well, there's only 17 reported. And again, like if you've seen somebody like rubbing themselves in gun, you might be like, "Etty fuck, weirdo," and just never say anything. So there might be a lot more cases of it.
Yeah. Especially like at night.
I like how you just looked at me when you said when you see somebody rubbing yourself and gunning, you just looked through at me.
You just think up and out Simon in the street. Simon in the street, Simon in the sheets. Just Simon. So either you always think when there's been official reports, that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
Apart from people who've seen it. But the actual only case reports, 76, 79, that's it. So even if there was other things after it, if there's no other reports at all after that, you can pretty make that the groundwork of when this decided well, that's it. Queen's Park is it's not that far for fucking Cross Hill, but anyway, I'm going to put with this.
It took a hell of a long time to get to Cross Hill at Queen's Park.
Yes, aye. If he's a time traveller, he's shit as well. So
maybe.
But
maybe,
I've took some pictures as well.
Maybe with somebody for a care home, and the care home moved
to Queen's Park. No, Queen's Park's a bit upmarket now for care homes. And they kept him in these tight rubber cleats.
No,
is that what you're saying?
Why the fuck would that care home?
I don't know. I'm picking holes in that right fucking now. So it's a weird one.
Was there anything like a mental institution nearby Cross Hill at the time?
I mean, there's Cross Hill.
Or like a prison or something like that you could have potentially...
Don't think so, Cross Hill. Prison? No. I don't think so.
Like
It might have been a care home or a mental home.
Aye.
I even don't think so. I don't think there's a... And again, what he managed to get out over the course of 4 years.
Personally, I think it's a lot of shit.
It was
Oh, yeah.
Aye.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't think any of it's real. It may somebody's maybe like mistaken lighting for it. It's
a bag of washing.
Mistaking lightning for a man like rubbing himself.
You said he's always seen under a light of some kind. So I've seen something under a light.
That means there's more chances of being able to see what it is then.
No, but they've seen
But if they missed it, they turn round and they'd be like, "Oh, it's a bag of washing or a grouping of cats." So they went. There's nothing there.
Or some cunts just made it
That's two Jamie McDermotts in a trench coat.
Aye.
up. Somebody just made it up, and then other people.
17 people reported to the police though. Reporting to the police, we're in fucking Glasgow. Reporting something to the police is another step again. So you've got to think of the end. Certainly in the fucking late 70s.
I don't buy it.
Maybe for $1.
I wouldn't buy that for $1, mate.
Shit.
No, I don't believe it. I think
I believe something happened. I'm not 100% sure it's that. It might just been a creepy pervert, but
it's
the 2017
and then led to some paranoia. And
the 2017 things in the mix makes it weirder.
That does sound weird, but
Certainly when it was age progress and that was actually reported.
It's quite likely that somebody has heard the story and decided to.
Could be one person that's done the 2017 reports because they know the initial story.
Buy it.
That's what you stand.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if I'll buy it, but I will look at it. I promise you I'll look into it a bit more.
You'll borrow it. It's not quite ready to buy it.
Yeah, I'm not quite ready to buy it yet. I might take it off you and scratch it a bit, and then they'll give it back because I left it under my carpet.
Yeah.
But I was moving house. But I will look into it a bit more. We'll see what I can dredge up. We've got some pictures for Cross Hill that we've put up.
I think the ones in the 70s, the original ones in the 70s, I think the two ones that we actually have information on. The two lassies seen somebody doing that under a streetlight in the 70s. Very, very likely. Very, very likely that they saw some guy in a fucking leotard rubbing himself under a streetlight in the middle of the street in the 70s.
The guy in Queen's Park dressed in leathers as well is also quite likely. So, even like an 80-year-old man, that's quite likely. And how good, like, Queen's Park, like, we know what the parts in Glasgow are like. I don't fucking well lit. See at night, somebody hiding in bushes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what age is he? I don't fucking know. Pick an age.
He could have been 143.
You've hidden bushes, John. What's it like?
Always do it. It needs to be pitch black for me.
Right, aye. So
blackout bushes.
Aye, exactly. Blackout bushes. I don't like.
The thing that set me after it is between the hours of obviously right up to 4 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
It's party hours. It's people coming back. Everybody, the people that have witnessed it have been drunk or tired.
That mace that's been cunts that have been out on that seen shit or thought they've seen shit.
Was Mandy a big king in the 70s? Oh, I don't know.
No,
but cocaine and acid were.
Cocaine and acid might make you rub yourself and well. A big coke certainly won't.
Well, acid though.
Acid might.
Like cunts on acid, see either doing that kind of shit or seeing cunts doing shit.
The description is it moved unnaturally, like jerky and thing. He might have had.
It could have been
jerky disease.
It could have been the lights actually strobing.
Yeah,
could have been. Could have been a mix of like strobing and drunk people witnessing it.
Yep.
And the other ones, the polls might be right for a change. I don't like saying that. The other ones might have been burglaries.
Yep.
Because somebody dressed in black in your house, robbing or selling end of the bed. Burglars day.
Could have been pervos. Like,
that's it.
Could have been like pervos.
So, Well, we're kind of in agreement that we either don't believe it or we're a wee bit suspicious of it. I think it's a good story. I think it's a classic bogeyman story.
It's no more believable than Jamie bumming a ghost
Aye.
in the Acropolis, which we actually showed you footage of.
Yeah,
That's true.
which will hopefully become a classic bogeyman story.
Yeah.
Bummy Man. The Bummy Man story for you. No, we like classic bogeyman stories. They're part of a kind of urban mythology and that as well. It's all the fabric of society, really, and people do make shit up all the time. That's why humans as witnesses, eyewitnesses, are
Like
very
the whole
unreliable
killer
in
clown
cases.
craze and all that. That was
Yeah.
all made up.
Which is something we're going to get back to soon.
I definitely saw a guy in a clown mask.
There has been.
Fair was it? You're 850.
No, I mean,
I'm terrified. I've always been terrified of clowns. There was a guy.
no, you seen a guy looking at the clown mask. That was you. That is you.
There was a guy sitting in the van outside my primary school.
He's probably a clown, Simon.
Maybe that was it.
Mate, clowns drive vans. You know what I mean?
Clowns, it's not entirely. It's not like, it's not like out of the question that a clown would be.
See one clown, seen them all, mate. They don't all look the same, you know.
Aye.
Clowns are different. Different honkers, different.
A clown visiting a primary school isn't completely out of the question.
To be fair, it's suspicious.
No, not inherently.
The many clowns did you have at your primary
Unless he's
school?
being like, unless he's like holding a knife and.
It would have been like 1982.
It would be even more likely for a clown to be going to a school back in 1982.
In a van that says candy.
The van that says free hugs.
Aye. Well, I don't know about that, man, but aye.
Anyway, right, we'll get back to this. We'll get back to this soon. We'll have a new weird box for you next week. And it'll be an interesting one. I say that, and I done that as if it won't be an interesting one. I know it will be an interesting.
This is where it fades to black and it comes up. Weird box will return.
See you later.
I'm sorry. I seem to have broken your bike. Where'd it go? What are you gonna do? Knock my block off?